So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead, and welcome to another edition of BML here on BAOS. This evening, I have another pack from our mates at the Craft Reserves in Ontario. If you haven't watched any of our videos on them before, excuse me, that was a big one. I'm going to put a link, a card up above here to our last BML. We also, Tiff and I ran through one of their packs, the first one in episode, I want to say 139 of the podcast. So essentially, for those who ain't know what's up, the Craft Reserve are a delivery service where they package up a curated small batch craft beer, Ontario craft beer box, and they'll ship it out to you once a month. These boxes are generally partnered with somebody else or another business or another entity to really curate it. They're themed. Ones we've had so far are the one from the Toronto East Brewing Collective. So we had some, and we got the second one that was two-part swim because there's a lot of beers from all those breweries. The last one was a collab with Craft Beer Passport. We recently did a contest with them that was super cool. And the one I have today is a collab with a gentleman by the name of Nick Purdy from Pairing with Beer. At Pairing with Beer is his thing. The pack comes with this little card, breaking it down. So, funnily enough, he said he ran the beer market on King Street West, and in 2011 I worked there. Funny coincidence. So basically, what they did, he paired with this young man, and he basically picked beers from that he'd had before from various breweries, but he'd never been to the brewery. That was his theme, which I think is pretty smart. So there's 3 breweries here. We have Wildcard out of Trenton, Ontario. We've had some videos of them before. They're fantastic. New Limburg, they're in Simcoe, Ontario. I have heard a lot about them. They specialize in Belgian stuff. And Chronicle Brewing in Bowmanville, also heard a ton about them as well. So there's 6 beers that came in this particular pack, 2 from each. I'm going to crack open 3 of them today just for the sake of expediency and just to give you a bit of a glimpse. So the beers that we have here, actually no, I'm going to start from this end. Oh, I did it the wrong way. I pointed to Chronicle for the other one. My bad. Wildcard. This is a notoriously juicy, it's a hazy IPA. I've had this 2 or 3 times. I'm looking forward to trying the canned version because it's always been in bottles. The one I'm actually going to crack open from them today, though, is called Purple Sour Ranger, which I just enjoy the name. It's pretty ridiculous. That is a kettle sour farmhouse aged on black raspberries, which sounds gorgeous. So that's those bad boys. New Limburg. These guys do Belgian beer, so this is their double. This is the one I'm going to open today. I haven't had Belgian beers in quite some time, or at least Belgian-inspired beers, so it's going to be interesting for me and my haze-oriented palate. And this is their triple. Cool brand in there. I like it. A few people have told me about these guys, and they make killer Belgian stuff. And Chronicle Brewing out in Bowmanville. So this is their Guava the Hutt kettle sour with, one would imagine, guavas. Cool label. One thing I do know about Chronicle is that they have some really, really litigious labels. That's the one thing I've heard about them, that they're really pushing the envelope, which I think is always hilarious. Alright, and the last one is Geff the Talking Mongoose, their Raspberry IPA. This would be the one that I am cracking open this evening. Yeah, cool labels though. I really look forward to trying these bad guys. So, let's kick it off with Wildcard. So, Purple Sour Ranger. What else does it tell me? This is really handy. These cards just break it all down. I always have a million questions, and this is essentially, it's got a snapshot about each brewery and about the beer itself, which to me looks like kind of what they would put on Untapped, which I appreciate. Yeah, Kettle Sour Farmhouse, black raspberries. This is the last Wildcard brewed of this batch. Nice. So I don't know how these guys work. I'm looking forward to talking to them a little bit deeper because they managed to get some pretty cool beers in these packs. And I'm always curious about how one would go about, I don't know, procuring it and putting it all together. It's kind of fascinating. It seems to be a lot of logistics and stuff. So, nice color here, mate. Yeah. Like I said, black raspberries, nice, slightly opaque, cool head. Smells funky, mate. Get in ya. Nice. I forgot, so it's a farmhouse ale versus just like a standard sour, so there's definitely some of that like saison-y qualities. kind of always throws me off a little bit because it's got this like underlying grassy, almost bitterness that doesn't always. It doesn't always. I was gonna say doesn't mesh with the fruit, but just got a different palate than the fruit. And going into it in my head as a kettle sour, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be this big fruity sour explosion. It works though, but if y'all watch this at all, you know I'm not a really big fan of Farmhouse. This is cool, nice and bright, juicy. I prefer it if it wasn't a Farmhouse personally, but that's just me. But the black raspberries are a really nice addition. Cool color. I like it. All right, on the new Limburg, the double over here. So this is 7.5%. By the way, sorry, this other bag was 4.7, so it's nice and crushable. Like I said, I don't really drink this style of beer very often anymore. Don't even really drink bottles that much these days. Like, let us know, comment below if you guys are drinking more bottles or more cans. Because I have to be like, oh yeah, I gotta get the old bottle opener again. Huge, big, foamy head, which is typical of the style. Dark. You know what? I haven't had a double, man, and I couldn't even tell you the last time I had one of these. What's it saying? Belgian candy syrup, dark fruit, licorice, sweet berries, caramel, nuttiness. 7.5, like I said. I don't even know how I'm going to feel about it. Well, get in here. Oh, that's so sharp. Hey, it's not bad. I don't know why. I'm just expecting. I was kind of like, I just wasn't looking forward to drinking the double. That's a Belgian double. It's actually really light because I expected it to be like these overwhelming kind of flavors that just are unpleasant to drink. But I mean, super sharp carb, which is normal for this style, because a lot of them are bottle conditioned. So it kind of has that, like when we made homebrew, it was that kind of like chokes you up a little bit. I'm sure as it warms, a lot of those characteristics I just read out would start to sort of come through. Yeah, I'm only like making faces because it's like choking me up. It's just because I'm not used to it. Yeah, man, it's a good double. I don't even know what to say about it because I just don't drink these beers anymore. Like, it's really funny. This is all I drank back in the day. Like, everything to me was the Belgian beers. That's all I really enjoyed. But I think I need to generate a new appreciation for it. I do like that these guys are specializing in this sort of stuff though, and they're local. Yeah, man, that's super chill. All right, last one. I'm gonna do the. Which one should I do? I was gonna do the raspberry IPA. That's the one. All right, the Talking Mongoose. Oh, Jeff. Oh, my bad. So I guess it is a IPA with raspberry. One would imagine here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, so I've heard a bunch of people talk about Chronicle, mostly positive from what I've seen online. They look like they make some fun stuff, some haze and some sours and things like that. Alright, so this is super opaque, which would make sense coming from the folks who do a lot of haze. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Ooh, that smells great. Alright, cheers. Get in here. Great. Nice. Like a super creamy, kind of basically like a New England IPA with raspberries. A little chalky, a little dusty, fruity, tropical, balanced, juicy. It's freaking awesome. Wow. Frick. What the frick, Mom? What the frick? I don't know why I didn't swear there. That was weird. This is dope. I really like this. Now I'm really curious to see the rest of this stuff. What's this other one? I think it was like the guava sour or something. Yeah. I want to try the haze. But yeah, so that's the Craft Reserve pack for, I want to say July. I'm not sure if you can still get this one. I did this a little late because I've been traveling a lot recently. So yeah, if you are in Ontario, link is in the description to sign up. This is probably like for the beer boxes that I've seen, like the third one I think we've had, and I'm just so impressed with the way that it's curated. There's thoughtful, there's a lot of thought gone into the breweries and the actual beers that are included in it. The huge stamp that's on the top of the lid, I just think even that, like getting those things made, I don't even know how they do it, but they're, I've got stamps made before and they're not cheap. And the packaging is great. Even the way it's sent, there's a few rips on the box. That's because the post office put the stuff on there, but it's just really well presented. And even the card, like everything about this, nothing about it is cheap. It feels quality. I'm just constantly impressed. I've been watching them, and I'd seen them before we got the first one, and I was kind of jelly because I know in Quebec, because of these ridiculous laws in Canada, we can't receive legally between provinces. You can't, here in Quebec, we can't sign up to an Ontario service like this. We would have to get in, I don't know, in Ottawa, what do you call it, a PO box in Ottawa or Cornwall or something like that, So it's definitely, very, very cool for people in Ontario, and hopefully when they break those laws and they let them ship across the country, then we can get it everywhere. So definitely check these guys out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, mate, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell. Yay! So you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast, and check out the long form audio, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Tons of great things coming up. That is it, y'all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. And as always, get it in, yeah.